Good morning. Good morning. Friday. Friday. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm saying good morning to those catching this on a replay. If you're still sleeping in, good morning. Happy Friday. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock daily dose with this guy right here. 40 episodes, 40. We hit the 40 number. Thank you for watching. When you come on here, appreciate you. We are going to talk about the courage it takes to love. Courage to love. Courage to love. I was actually going to just label it love, because maybe that's all we need is one word. And I'll tell you what, I was blown away today. I'm going to wait a moment, see who jumps on here. Just kind of taking the sleepiness out of your eyes. You got your coffee. I don't even have my coffee. I already drank it this morning. Had a great early morning today. Great quiet time. My time starts at 4:30 just by choice. It's just something that works for me. I know that may not work for a lot of people, but good morning to you. When you come on here, give me a little thumbs up. Give me a live high five. I know now you can actually take people on live as well. So if you want to jump on live, maybe we'll do a little request when you come on here. I think I have to know that you're on this, and of course you can't do that on a replay, so you got to come on here live. 8 a.m. daily dose, episode 40, Monday through Sunday. We are doing 40 episodes. This is episode number 40. Why not love? I love the fact that I can do this and bring this to you. Really had an amazing, I said just a moment ago, had an amazing morning, and the morning started off with my quiet coffee. I made the mistake of going in and checking a few things, but then I got into my quiet time. I'm doing a Francis Chan devotional right now. I actually got through one, doing another one. It's been fantastic, and just had some time to reflect. Then I had my men's group. I meet with a group of men, and we're doing a Zoom meetup right now while we can't meet in person. It was awesome. Got to hear. We've been going through. There's about maybe 10 to 15 guys, and we've been hearing testimonies from men. And there was a guy who invited another guy in this group, and he shared his testimony in it, and it was interesting. Is that, gosh, there's nothing quite like it. It's what's really strange is we're drawn to people's like struggles and challenges, and maybe you've drawn to me because you're here. I'm pretty open about those, but when I was listening to this guy tell his testimony, we shared kind of our life story, and he shared his story, and I could tell everybody in the Zoom, you can see everybody that's on the Zoom calls, that we were touched, probably each and every single person there a different way. And gosh, it just gave me this amazing feeling. In fact, I wasn't even going to actually make this the talk. It wasn't even going to be about love. But it really, truly, first off, it takes courage to share your story. And, as in faith and Christian, it's one thing to go through the challenges and struggles, but there's also a bit of courage it takes. And one of the things I want to share with you right now is the courage it takes to love. It's interesting, and I'm going to share with you. It's easy to like, hey, I love this, and I love my hat, and I love good food, and I love good times, and I love, those are things that are fairly easy, right? Like easy. But then you realize like the true love, like the courage it takes to truly love, the courage it takes for, somebody to love somebody enough to say, I want to be with you the rest of my life, right? Like for me and my wife, for this month, it's 18 years, and there's courage that is involved in that. Just as this guy was sharing his story, there was courage, the courage it takes to love. And I would say is what was really, really amazing is the love that we heard from this testimony from this guy earlier today. And gosh, it really just hit me. And I wanted to really come on here and make this the talk about the courage it takes to love, because it truly does. And it's one thing for us to love others, right? There's one thing for us to say, oh, we love that person, we love that relationship, we love those things, right? But there's another kind of love that I'm talking about, and that's what really resonated to me. And I hope this message resonates to you. I'm hoping to give to you what I just received, and just purely out of love. In fact, the daily dose is truly, this is something out of love. I'm doing this and sharing, not just to kill time, not just because I want to come on here and do lives and what have you. It's truly because there's some amazing things happening to people around me in lives, and encouraging things. And that's what the daily dose is for. This is a time for encouragement in a time where there's so many things that can be pulling us in, that we want to hate, right? That we want to hate our circumstance, that we want to hate that person that's posting that on Facebook. We want to hate that our job is keeping us away. We want to hate that we're putting on pounds while we're being stuck at where we want to hate that there's not a normalcy right now. There's a lot of things to want to hate, right? And it can make us hard in here, really, really hard in here. But at the same time, things can be loved. There can be breakthroughs, if you will. There can be these moments, and I would say is today, gosh, it was I think I said gosh 6 times, but I truly am blessed to not only hear the story, but just to understand this true love and for what it looks like in my world. And I would say is I didn't truly understand that. Now I have parents that were loving parents. I've been loving with my wife's loving and love my kids. There's that kind of love, right? And other love that I learned about, about 10 years ago when things were jacked up and I was at a loss, and to understand truly the love that God had for me, like this amazing love. In fact, the ability for us to love others comes from the one who loves us the most. Does that make sense? Hey, good morning to you, Shanna, and good morning, Christy. Good morning, Allison. I appreciate you. Good morning to you. Good morning, Courage. I want you, if you come on here, if you agree with me and you believe that it takes courage to love, please put it down there. I want to hear from you. If you're coming on here in a replay, it takes a whole lot of courage to love. It takes even more courage to know that you're loved, right? Check this out. So 1 John 4, 19 or 17, I think. We love because he first loved us. And I'm talking he, not like your boyfriend. I'm talking he, like the guy up there. We're able to love because he first loved us. And until I really found that, and to me it was about 10 years ago, I knew love only to like a certain level. It wasn't a bad love. It was a decent amount of love. And I know what the pain of being hurt as well, and disappointments and all those things, and the things that would love to just harden my heart, love to harden, right? But I would truly just say, when I came into a relationship with God, just knowing how much he loved us, and just knowing like it surpasses all kinds of understanding, that's the true love. And I'll tell you what, I heard it in the story from this man who talked and shared his testimony in our group this morning. And it was amazing, the miracle, a sense, to getting through what he got through. And what's even more amazing is how much God loved him to show up in his world, but also to not be done right there. Because here's the thing, once we find that kind of love, and we know how much God loves us, guess what? This is like the kicker right here. Listen to this. Once we find out how much God loves us, regardless of our circumstance, regardless of how jacked up things are right now, regardless if you lost your job, if you're sick, if you have people, family members dying, friends dying. In fact, in my world this week, I know my mom told me 2 people. My uncle passed away at 60 years old. 60 years old, he passed away. I wasn't close with him, but it's still a family member. It still is affecting us. And one of my mom's close friends as well, and other people, right? Those are things I would say is those are hard things to go through. But in those moments, it doesn't stop us from loving. And how really there's a certain level of love that you can express and to others, a certain amount of love, and it's almost a conditional kind of love, right? Like on earth is like a conditional. Hey, I'll love you, but you got to love me back. I love this thing, but that's got to love me back, right? There's like a 2-way street, but the 1-way street, when you get that kind of love down from God, when you start to feel his love, that he might not answer all of this, your prayers to him, right? But even in the midst of all the mess and all the junk and all the garbage and all the disappointments, he still loves us. Even when we are doing things that we know we shouldn't be doing, things we should be saying, anger, things that we're spewing out of our mouths, maybe the decisions we're making, where it's our eyes are off God and it's on us and selfishness and all those things, and greed and all those things, right? Even in that, he still loves us. Like, that's so good. But here's I still haven't gotten to the part where I want you to get. This is it, and this is the part. Once you've gotten that, then you can truly, truly understand how to love yourself. Hold on there. Like, you can truly learn how to love yourself. Like, think about that. And I'm not talking like, oh yeah, I'm all that and a bag of chips and, you know, I got my things together and I'm successful and, you know, I got it, I look good, you know, I got my nails done and my hair did. Like, I'm not talking that kind of love. I'm talking love yourself right now for who you are, for whose you are, for whose you are in the eyes of God. Like, if you realize how much he loves you, how can you not love yourself? Because he created you. Like, there's just one Allison, there's just one Christina, there's just one Shanna, there's one Christy, there's one Vinny. He loves you. He loved you enough not only to make just one of you, he made, and I don't care if you have a twin, he made just one of you. Like, to love you so much, to put just one of you on here, to create you, to form you in his image, to even send his son to die on a cross for you. Like, does it get like any more loving than that? For despite even in our midst, even though we'll still sin, even though we know how much he loves us, we'll still go against his ways for us. And I want to be an encouragement to you, because today I was just encouraged by somebody's testimony that I barely know, and he shared his life story. And I would tell you, in the 10 guys that were on the call, on the video call, there wasn't one guy, I don't care if you think you're a tough guy, and there wasn't one guy that did not have a tear come out of his eye. I can tell you that, because his life, again, and it was his life. And the amazing thing is the valleys and the pit and the darkness that he went through, the times where you wouldn't feel loved or feel like you love much or can love or be loved or any of those things, love, like, in the midst of that is coming out of it in the other side, and where he's at now, knowing how much this guy is loved. So my encouragement to you today, without sharing too much more, because I think it's almost a mic drop, courage to love. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Brenda. If you haven't watched, she's going to go back. The courage it takes to love. It takes a lot of courage to love, and how you get that courage is to first know that you're loved. Know that God loves you, even if you don't know him. Listen, if you have no relationship with him, if you know, hey, I know there's a God up there, but you know what? I don't feel like he's around right now. If I don't know if I'm good enough for God. First off, you are good enough. Second, he does love you. It doesn't matter. You cannot earn your way into favor with God. All you have to do is accept his love. Get that? That's it. All you have to do is accept him into your life. And when that starts to happen, you realize how good it is, no matter what circumstances. There's other things that you can love in your life, and those can disappoint, right? Relationships, those can disappoint. God, maybe you can be angry with, and you can be mad that he isn't maybe coming for you, but he's never going to not stop loving you. Just think about your kids for the most part, right? You think of, like, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my kids. I love them so much. I love my 2 teenagers. But even the highest level that you can love your own kids, God loves you more. God loves you more. Does that make sense? Like, holy cow. Here's the thing. The most courageous thing you can do is, first, allow God to love you. Then, second, allow you to realize how much he loves you, so you love yourself. And that's in a bold way, in a courageous way. And the courage comes when you realize how much he loves you, and then you can love yourself, as then you can go and just wash that love over people. Like, that truly is how this is supposed to work. We are not supposed to fight with each other. The second, right, there are once we have that, I'm going to say this. I have this verse. Just listen to this. 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love. Can you be afraid of what's going on? If you believe God loves you and he's going to take care of you regardless of your circumstances, and then you have that love for yourself, and you can go and love others. Your time loving on others, it's too hard to be in fear. At the end of the day, if you can love on others and have love for others because of the love that God has for you, that's courageous. That's courageous. So I mentioned that in the saying earlier, and I posted earlier, courage about being, maybe what I'm doing isn't working. Maybe you should try something different, right? And that's what I'm talking about. Maybe you're not feeling very loved, or maybe you're angry and bitter and mad and stuff, is because you're not letting God just allow himself to love on you. And when you start to allow him to love on you, then you start to make it realize that he loves you like he loves you here so much. And then you can't help but have that overflowing love. And that's truly, this is it. My encouragement for you today is that you have the encouragement. Look at what's inside of encouragement. Courage. I'm encouraging you today to have the courage to let God love you. To let God love you so that you can love yourself, and so that you can love yourself enough to love on others. That's it. That's it. Mic drop. Listen, this is the Daily Dose. I'm out of here. I'm truly grateful for you. I love you. Even if I don't know you, I just love the fact that God gave me another day. I know that he loves me. I know that he doesn't want me to keep the love that he has for me just to myself. That's it. Truly it. So my encouragement to you is to have the courage to love God, to allow him to love you back, and to love on others. And think of that, if we could move forward in this kind of hard time in this world, you know, in the difficult season that maybe most of us are all in right now, and whatever that looks like for you, is if we can learn to just love more, if we can fill our minds and our thoughts and our hearts. The hardest part is getting through the courage to allow him to start to soften your heart. And all it takes is just looking up at him and say, God, I want you in my life right now. I've been hearing about this love you have for me. I don't really feel it right now. Well, sometimes it's just saying, okay, God, give me some of that. Give me that love. I want some of that love. And you will realize you start to open up your heart to him, and it starts to soften your heart to love yourself. Like sometimes the hardest thing is we can't love other people if our hearts are hard because we can't love ourselves. Does that make sense? So listen, that's all I have for you today. Go back and watch the beginning of it. My encouragement to you is to go forth in your day with the courage it is to love God, to have the love that he has for you, and to love on others. Take care and God bless. We'll see you.